I'm Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up, and this week we had Roxanne Modafferi from Team Tate going against Jessica Rakoczy from Team Rousey. And Modafferi had to be the favorite because she's a veteran fighter, been fighting for years in Japan and around the world, and lives in Japan. So you figure she's the one with experience, and everybody was predicting it throughout the show that she would try to take it to the ground and go for a submission. And that did actually play out in the fight, but not the way that she expected. There wasn't too many antics in the house this week. Nobody was trying to hook up with anybody. We did have a few interesting moments throughout, though, such as Team Tate complaining that Modafferi wanted everybody to go too light in training, that they didn't want to go 100% with her, so they decided to mix it up and have the men fight the women, which turned out to be a really good idea because everybody was in favor of it. Josh Hill seemed a little reluctant because he said he doesn't like to hit a girl, but then admitted if you do, they hit you back twice as hard. And at the end, everybody said, we have more respect for each other as a team. We get along better. Sarah Moritz was specifically saying that the men fighting the women made them all much closer. And Jessica Rakoczy was shown to be the mother of the house. She was cooking, cleaning, bandaging, taking care of all of the fighters. And Baszler said, we all love Jessica and we have to, or we'd all fall apart. Now, Rakoczy did get a little emotional during this episode and kept apologizing for crying and apologizing for saying it made her look like a pussy. But quite honestly, there's nothing pussy about Jessica Rakoczy. First of all, she's a champion boxer. I think everybody knows this about her by now. But second of all, what she went through with her stepfather as a kid, don't ever apologize for crying about that. Please don't, because you've paid more dues than most of us will pay in an entire lifetime dealing with that crap as a kid. So I say you don't need to ever apologize. You're not a pussy for crying about that now or ever. And back to the fight. First round, it was pretty close. I would say that Rakoczy was landing the better strikes. Modafferi did get 2 takedowns and was trying really hard to get an armbar. And even went for a leg triangle at one point, but Rakoczy pulled out of it. So it was a close round, but I give it a 10-9. And during the round, Rakoczy did get warned twice not to grab the fence. She got a third warning for it in the second round, and the ref was just about ready to take a point away from her, but he let it go. Not that that would have made a difference if she got a point taken away, because what happened was Modafferi got a takedown, got swept, and when she was going for a submission, she got picked up and slammed, and it didn't take instant effect. But then when Modafferi tried to get back to her feet on a scramble, she couldn't find her footing. She was punch drunk. So obviously the slam, if it didn't knock her out, it knocked her loopy. And then Rakoczy dived on with a punch, and the ref saw that Modafferi couldn't get up and was already basically out of it. And once that punch landed, the fight was stopped and Rakoczy was declared the winner. And rightfully so, because there was no way Modafferi could intelligently defend herself at that point. So kind of a stunner there. And Baszler said nobody in the house understands more than her, because you work for 10 years plus, you try to show everybody what you're made of and show that you belong, and then you have a letdown on the biggest stage of all, and it really sucks. I wouldn't look at it that way. I think both Baszler and Modafferi will get another chance outside of The Ultimate Fighter. I think just by being on TV, they've made a name for themselves. I mean, Modafferi was such a character in this whole episode. She was the happy warrior. She was playing around with everybody. Even at the official weigh-ins, she brought nunchucks and a dart gun, and the two of them faced off with their weapons. So I think Modafferi won a lot of people over in this fight, and I think you'll see her again in UFC. But Rousey gains control as a result, and she gets to pick the fight for next week. She chooses for Louis Facette from Team Tate to face David Grant from her team. We'll see how that goes next week, but for now, I'm Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up.